If you're a blue-collar worker and you've been stuck being overweight for years, I don't think it's because you're lazy. Hi, my name's Ethan.Couper. I'm a blue-collar worker who helps other blue-collar men lose weight and keep the weight off for good. I believe it's the biggest lie the fitness industry tells you, that you are overweight and it's because you are lazy. Because most of the men that I talk to work harder before 9 o'clock a.m. than most other people do inside of a day. They're up at 5, they're on their feet 10 to 12 hours, they're lifting, carrying, climbing, sweating, and then they're exhausted by the time they get home. So if you're working hard all day, then why are you gaining weight? Because the one thing that's actually keeping you out of shape isn't a lack of effort. It's where that effort is getting directed to. Most people, including myself, used to think that if I work harder all day, I'm going to be losing more weight. And physiologically, it makes sense, right? You're burning lots of calories, you're moving, you're working, but here's actually what happens. You wake up tired, you probably skip breakfast, grab a coffee, work all day, barely eat, and then you're starving by the time you get home from work. Does that sound familiar? Because that's exactly how I felt. And then you get home and you're probably scrambling through your cupboards trying to find something to eat right away, which could lead to maybe a handful of snacks, going to get drinks, or even going to get takeout after you get home, which leads to maybe seconds at dinner on the weekend. And before you actually know it, you have eaten more calories in 3 hours than you have in your whole entire day. And that's not because you're lacking discipline. It's because you are trying to catch up. And this is where most fat loss coaches go wrong. They'll probably tell you something that sounds like this: just eat less, cut carbs, do more cardio. And the problem here is you're not eating too much. You're just waiting too long to eat. Think about it logically. Would you go and drive your car if the tank was on empty? Probably not, right? But every single day you're asking your body to actually do that. And then as a result of this, you're probably wondering why you are binge eating every single night. And blue collar workers are not overweight because they work too hard. They are overweight because they are constantly stuck in this cycle of survival. Surviving in the morning, surviving throughout the shift, and most importantly, surviving in the evening, which leads to you rewarding yourself because you're constantly exhausted. And honestly, I get it. I've been there before, because food becomes the only thing that you have left at the end of the day. And the problem is the reward system that you're giving yourself is costing you the results that you want. And I know this feeling all too well because I actually lived on both sides of the equation. I've worked long shifts, I've trained for marathons, I've gone through periods where my body completely felt beat up, I've worked in the summer heat digging trenches, and every single time I thought to myself, maybe I'll just rely on discipline here. And I eventually lost, because trying to control discipline eventually will burn out. And what actually works in this case? Start making decisions before you are tired, not after. Always ensure that you're having protein with every single meal. Have meals planned before you start working, because the goal here isn't to make perfect choices when you're exhausted. The goal is simply to remove decisions when you are exhausted. And that's exactly what successful people do. Entrepreneurs, business owners, the healthiest people inside of the world, because they don't rely on motivation, they actually rely on having fewer decisions inside of your day. For example, if you look at Steve Jobs, he wears the same outfit every single day. And why do you think that is? Because he is removing the amount of decision fatigue that he has inside of his day, because he doesn't want to worry about minuscule things. Instead, he wants to save that capacity for things that are more important in his life. And here's another thing: you do not need 6 workouts per week. That is the biggest myth the fitness industry tells you. And you also don't need 2-hour gym sessions. You do not need to suffer more, because your job already beats you up enough. And from the clients that I've worked with that have came from working night shifts, working 12-hour shifts consistently, and most importantly going in to do double time on the weekends, is that they had a simple structure which consisted of 3 workouts a week, a few walks here and there, and a solid nutrition plan that fit into their schedule. And most importantly, they had recovery at the top of the totem pole. And that's really it. And the reason why hardworking people stay overweight isn't because they're not working hard enough. It's because they're trying to solve a structure problem with motivation. And motivation will always fade when you're tired. And if you're a blue collar worker who's been struggling with your weight for years, stop asking yourself, how can I work harder? And start asking yourself, how can I make my job easier? Because the people who keep the weight off for good are not the most motivated individuals in the room. They're the people who have built a system that works on the days even when they're exhausted. And if you're a blue collar worker who's been struggling with your weight for some time now, click the link below and book a free one-on-one call with me where we can go over your situation, or shoot me a DM on Instagram, and I'd love to see if I can help you out.